Psychologists claim your sense of humor reveals hidden mental secrets. The fourth one on our list today will totally short-circuit your brain. But first, let's start at number 12, surreal humor. Imagine if Salvador Dali and Franz Kafka had a baby, and that baby grew up to write jokes. That's surreal humor for you. The weird cousin at the family reunion who nobody quite understands, but everyone finds fascinating. It's the kind of humor that throws logic out the window, stomps on it, then asks why windows have feelings. It's why we laugh at something like, why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Also, he's made of bees now. And get this, studies show our brains actually love this cognitive whiplash. When our expectations are completely shattered, our neural pathways go haywire, and that confusion triggers endorphins. Your brain is literally laughing because it has no idea what else to do. Next, number 11, no soap radio. Ever been the only person not laughing at a joke? You might have been the victim of no soap radio, the prank that makes psychologists question the very concept of friendship. It works like this. Someone tells a completely nonsensical joke, like, two polar bears are sitting in a bathtub. One says, pass the soap. The other says, no soap, radio. Then everyone in on the prank laughs hysterically, watching you squirm. The humor isn't in the joke, it's in the social pressure, in watching someone pretend to understand something that is fundamentally meaningless. It's basically gaslighting as entertainment, which says a lot about us as a species. At number 10, we have dry humor. The art of saying wildly funny things with the emotional expression of a brick wall. It's comedy's stealth attack. You hear a line like, I'm on a whiskey diet, I've lost 3 days already, delivered with zero fanfare. The magic lies in that contrast. Your brain expects emotional cues to match the content, and when they don't, it creates a cognitive dissonance that makes your neurons do a little dance. People who master dry humor are often British, deeply depressed, or both. And science shows they're perceived as 30% more intelligent than people who laugh at their own jokes. And yes, that is totally real science. All right, here it is, number 9, black humor. This is comedy's danger zone, where we laugh at things we absolutely should not find funny. Death, disease, disaster. Nothing is off limits. Now here's the part that breaks your brain. Psychologists found that people who appreciate dark humor tend to have higher IQs and lower aggression levels. So next time someone gives you that horrified look after your joke about the Titanic being a real icebreaker, just tell them you're displaying signs of superior intelligence. But there's a razor-thin line here. The difference between dark humor and being a terrible person. Punching up versus punching down. If you're mocking the absurdity of a tragic situation, that's one thing. If you're mocking the victims, you're not funny. You're just a jerk. Let's lighten up with number 8, observational humor. Have you ever noticed how people who drive slower than you are idiots, but people who drive faster are maniacs? This is the humor of shared experience. It's basically pointing at everyday life and saying, this is weird, right? It's not just me. It's a group therapy session where everyone realizes they're not alone in their neuroses. Masters like Jerry Seinfeld built entire careers on asking, what's the deal with things we all experience but never actually put into words? It's the psychological breakthrough of realizing we're all strange together. Finally, at number 7, we have sarcasm, the native language of teenagers and disappointed parents everywhere. Oh, sure, leaving your wet towel on the bed is exactly what I wanted today. Thank you. Neurologically, sarcasm is fascinating. It requires your brain to process 3 things at once: the literal word said, the intended meaning, and the social context that makes the contradiction funny. It's a mental triathlon, which is why it's often the first thing lost in translation. And get this, studies show that countries with higher sarcasm usage also report higher rates of heart disease. That's completely made up, but you believed it for a second, didn't you? So, from jokes that make no sense to jokes that shouldn't be funny, what does this all tell us? It proves your brain isn't just looking for a simple punchline. It's looking for a puzzle, a pattern to break, a social cue to decode. These bizarre forms of humor aren't just breaking the rules of comedy, they're stress testing the very logic of our minds. And the fact that we find that process entertaining, well, that might be the biggest joke of all.
Let's continue with the following types of humor. Number 6, anti-humor. Anti-humor is the comedy equivalent of ordering a gourmet meal and being served an empty plate with a note saying, "the concept of food." It's humor that deliberately offers no punchline, like the infamous shaggy dog stories that go on for ages only to end with nothing. The joke is that there is no joke, which makes your brain short-circuit in a uniquely painful way. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. That's not a punchline. It's a literal description. Your brain expected a twist and got reality. The original anti-joke has been torturing our pattern-seeking brains since 1847. Number 5, slapstick. Slapstick is humanity's oldest form of comedy. Before language, before civilization, there was someone falling down and someone else laughing about it. What's fascinating is that slapstick works across all cultures and age groups. A 3-year-old from Japan and an 80-year-old from Brazil will both laugh at someone slipping on a banana peel. It's hardwired into our brains. Neurologically, we laugh at slapstick because our brains simultaneously recognize danger and safety. We see someone fall, triggering our empathy, but immediately recognize they're okay, creating a relief response. That cognitive whiplash creates endorphins, and boom, you're laughing at America's funniest home videos for 3 hours straight. Number 4, insult comedy. Insult comedy is the art of verbally destroying someone so thoroughly that even they have to admit it was impressive. It's like verbal cage fighting where everyone's laughing, hopefully. The masters of this form, like Don Rickles or an entire Comedy Central roast, walk this impossibly thin tightrope between hilarious and hurtful. One step too far and you're just being mean, not far enough and you're just annoying. What's psychologically fascinating is that it only works when there's an underlying foundation of respect or affection. That's why you can mercilessly roast your best friend, but not a stranger. The contrast between the harsh words and the known affection creates the cognitive dissonance that triggers laughter. And studies show that groups that engage in playful insults often report stronger bonds.
It's like verbal trust falls. I trust you enough to know you won't actually hate me for saying your face looks like a potato that's seen too much. Number 3, grotesque humor. Grotesque humor is what happens when comedy meets body horror. It's the visual equivalent of nails on a chalkboard. Uncomfortable, slightly disturbing, but somehow you can't look away. This is the domain of cartoons where eyeballs pop out 6 feet, tongues roll down staircases, and bodies contort in physically impossible ways. It's Tom and Jerry taking a frying pan to the face and becoming temporarily two-dimensional. Our brains find this funny because it violates our understanding of physical reality in a safe context. We know bodies don't work that way, which triggers laughter. It's also why kids find fart jokes and boogers endlessly hilarious. They're just discovering the grotesque potential of their own bodies. The next time you laugh at someone getting hit in the groin in a movie, remember, you're enjoying grotesque humor, and there's probably something deeply wrong with all of us. Number 2, satire. Satire, making fun of terrible things so we don't have to cry about them. From Jonathan Swift suggesting the Irish eat their babies to solve famine, to modern shows like The Onion reporting that Congress passes law to combat teen pregnancy by providing teens with baby simulators that immediately die, satire has been humanity's way of processing the absurdity of our own systems. Studies even show that satirical news sources often inform viewers better than actual news, probably because laughing about terrible things makes them slightly less terrible to think about. Number 1, self-deprecating humor. And finally, the most psychologically complex form of humor, making fun of yourself. I'm not saying I'm bad at dating, but my last relationship ended when they asked what I was looking for in a partner, and I said, lower standards. Self-deprecation is fascinating because it serves two completely opposite psychological functions. For some, it's healthy self-awareness and confidence. For others, it's a defense mechanism. I can't hurt you if I hurt myself first. Research shows that self-deprecating humor can either indicate high self-esteem or be a sign of depression, which explains why comedians have some of the highest rates of mental health issues of any profession. The difference? Intent. Are you laughing with yourself or at yourself? One builds connections, the other builds walls disguised as jokes. So, from the brain-breaking void of anti-humor to the psychological tightrope of laughing at yourself, these aren't just jokes. They're a map of the human mind, our fears, our social bonds, our strange and beautiful ways of coping with reality. The next time you laugh, ask yourself, why? You might be surprised at what your brain tells you.